Hey everyone, J7Jace here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Alma's Cleric as well as Ovelia's Princess. Both of these characters aren't playable through normal means and are guests in the main story of the game, but I thought it would be cool to see how they would work if they were playable characters, from their abilities, equipment options, stats, and much more. So let's check them out. At first glance, Alma and Ovelia are actually quite similar with their magic in battle, with the insane M Barrier or Aegis being by far their most prominent. As usual with the vast majority of magic in Final Fantasy Tactics, its success rate is largely dependent on how high your faith stat is, as well as target's faith, so increase it with praise for best results. Aegis, in my opinion, is the best beneficial magic as it bestows haste, regen, re-raised, protect, and shell to desired character. This will not only drastically increase their survivability, but hasting a target means more turns, and being faster is just useful in nearly all situations. In my experience, I found it a pretty quick magic spell to cast, but it's a bit expensive, costing 30 MP. So, if we were to use it somehow in the earlier part of the game, it's a one-time cast, and they're pretty much one and done. Once we level up to gain more MP and have more equipment options, Aegis can be used way more, as we won't be suffering from a lack of magic points. However, despite the benefits it can potentially give, I do think its usefulness does fall off in War of the Lions, once you're able to get the most insane items in the game, like Brigand's Glove and Grand Armor, as it will grant such bonuses by default and forever, as long as it doesn't get broken or stolen. So overall, I do think Aegis is best in the mid game, as you will have more MP to cast it multiple times, and you won't yet have the equipment items that grant these abilities passively. Next, we have Deathspell 2 or Dispelna. It's not nearly as useful in my opinion, but it can remove some of the more terrible negative status ailments, like Vampire and Stop, on top of quite a few others which can come in handy. Now, this is the part where Ovelia and Alma, or may I say Almas, start to differ, as the latter has a few more different abilities. Just like Ramza, Delita, and Luso, Alma has Chant or Wish. It's not the most useful ability in my opinion, but it can come in clutch in some situations to save a character or ally. Just be careful when using it when you're low on HP. I mentioned Alma's in plural earlier, as she does have a few sprites that are a bit different, but we will only be looking at the ones we can control through cheating. The Alma in the last battle is a bit different, as she can learn Ultima. It isn't the best magic spell in the game, but it's not elemental and it can be cast fairly quick. Now let's take a look at their passive support abilities. Ovelia actually has defense boost and arcane defense, which is useful. The first Alma has no support abilities, but her second sprite versus Ultima the High Seraph, she has defense boost and arcane defense as well. But sadly, she starts off dead, and if you try to use Line Editor or some other cheating method, you will need to use a Phoenix Down to revive her, but she is still a beast, and I'll explain why a bit later. When it comes to equipment, both Alma and Ovelia have the same options, with both of them being able to equip staves, hats, clothes, and robes. Let's not forget they can equip things like hair adornments, perfumes, and bags, due to being female. For this part, we're going to be taking a look at the stats and multipliers. For stats, it's virtually the same in most areas from growth, and also with move, jump, and even evasion rates, although the final Alma will have slightly more of it. However, the multipliers will be different, with Alma being far superior in my opinion. The normal Chapter 3 Alma will have slightly less HP, but she will be slightly faster and have more MA by a very good margin. Chapter 4 Alma will be even better with more HP, MP, and speed. And let's not forget, she will also have slightly more evasion on top of defense boost and arcane defense. Now, it's time to rank all three characters. Sadly, in dead last, I'd have to give it to Ovelia. I think she looks prettier and has the fashion thing going on, but her magic and speed isn't as good. The extra defense is great, so Ovelia can be a tanky magic user. She can definitely elevate your status in society though, as you can see with Delita, who is basically a nobody. He kind of reminds me of Triple H and Kevin Federline. Not much going on in his life, but marries a woman who is out of his league and goes somewhere. For my second place, I'd have to give it to Chapter 3 Alma. Even though this one is lacking defense boost and arcane defense, and has less HP, I like how she is faster than Ovelia, has more magic, and having chant can be handy. In first place, assuming her initial dead status wasn't a thing, I'd have to give it to Chapter 4 Alma. She is like Ovelia and Chapter 3 Alma, having defense boost and arcane defense, on top of having strong magic. She'll also have superior MP, evasion, and speed. Not to mention, you can't forget about Ultima, as this also gives her an offensive ability. Regardless of who you like better, I think they'd be fine additions to any party in the main story. I really wanted to do this video for a while, as I'm a fan of both of these characters, who were true friends prior to the events of the main story. Let me know who you like better in the comments, and I'll see you next time with more videos. Take care.